Hello, Storyteller here. As you can see, the game looks a little bit different from the last time I played it. I'm back playing more of the Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments game. I noticed during my last recording that because I had the graphics so high and looking so crisp as I was ranting on it, my frame rate dropped. It plummeted. So what I'm doing now is I'm testing it out on a much lower resolution, lower rendering. We'll still be able to enjoy the game. The game still looks really good. It looks a little bit closer to what Siberia looks like now, just because I can't have it on such a high setting for recording, but it still looks really good, and you'll be able to enjoy it a lot more, especially for you guys with it not being so choppy. So hopefully this does have an improvement. Let's see.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Oh, I want to talk to him. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to talk. Doesn't want to talk. Nothing. There we go.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Holmes?
Where's this? The staff something. The evidence room. I want to go check his items first before I Hello. Did that door have to slam behind me? Okay, it doesn't. Didn't lock. That's all I'm concerned about. Okay, it slammed really hard again. Green goop. Here we go.
These are the suspect's belongings.
A ring.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
JHN.
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
A ring. From R. Dawson to my friend and partner, 1883. Interesting. And a
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Interesting. Alright, so not much evidence. I'd like to see the clothes he was wearing, unless he's wearing the same clothes, which is not common. Anything interesting? Can't really read anything that it says.
Locked.
Locked. It goes downstairs, but this is probably where we're going. To the holding area.
Mr. Holmes?
Is this our guy? No. Ah, the interrogation room. Hello. No hello? I'd like to examine him first. Shabby cap. I'd like the freedom to look around as I please. Ah, here we go. Let's see, scruffing patch. He's got sewing or something. Thin neck. Oh, beat up hands. Callus. Short sleeves. Scars. I didn't notice the scars. It's a little up close and personal. Expensive fabric. I wouldn't have said that, but it's got a patch in it, so it's not that expensive. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to be noticing. I mean, I think I've seen it all, haven't I? What's that? Elaborate button. Alright. The sea knife.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
This isn't the guy who killed him.
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
No.
Does this notebook belong to you?
I don't remember taking that with me.
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
What is that? Alright. He is innocent. That much I know. He's not innocent of everything. Swift actions. Experiment required. We need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. That would take a lot of strength.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
I don't think he would. Non-smoker. No. No. Missing tin box. Interesting. So we need to ask Watson to help us with a little experiment. What was downstairs? I know it went downstairs. Oh, I'm so happy I can run, but I hope that doesn't lower the rendering. Is this the morgue? Is this the morgue? I would be so fascinated. Oh, it is. This is the morgue. Oh, that makes me happy. Are we gonna get to see a dead body later? I feel like we are. That's exciting. Can't go there. Alright, well then let me explore it before there's a body down here. So at least next time when there's a dead body, I know where I'm going. Anybody else have anything to say to me? No. Alright, let's go to Baker Street. It's exciting. Open casement. John Nelligan is wearing an expensive but worn and ill-fitting jacket that had previously belonged to someone else, most likely his father. Well, that's a decent assumption. Boots didn't match. I didn't get a chance to look at what shoes he was wearing. Sharp knife. Abbreviations. Those look like the abbreviations of names. Possibly. Ship's logs. Wait. 78 to 84. 78 to 84. 78 to 84. 78 to 84. Where's the ring? Oh, this is where I need to make my own notes. I need to make my own notes. I need to keep a notebook by me because I want to remember what that ring said. So there's a lot of other people we have to meet still. Oh, they've cleaned up a bit since I've been here. Not entirely, but... Dog! I don't care about you right now. Dog!
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Watson, I have a
A
request.
spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No. But we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man?
May I have a-
Morphologically, I mean.
May I have a...
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Going to
Watson,
impale
let us
something
pay a
with
visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Oh gosh. We're going to harpoon a pig. That's... Tab. Harpoon throwing experiment, Watson at the Whitechapel. Whitechapel butchers prepared all except the harpoon. So I need to go back to the cabin and get a harpoon. Woodman's-Lee. Good gosh. B. Open deductions. I don't think I have anything new to say. No gardener. I do also want to know what year that ring said, because it shows ship's logs, and if that ring is during the time of those ship's logs, it's possible they could have sailed together. Yeah, I don't really have anything new to add. Wait, what was that? What did I just do? Retrieving the notebook. The break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook that had been lying in a pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts, but even though it was his notebook, that doesn't mean he did the murder. It means whoever did the murder had the notebook. He says he thought he lost it at the hotel, which is very possible. I need to know who he's in cahoots with. Because whoever he's been around, it's quite possible they had the notebook, because those names or abbreviations, whatever they mean, could mean something different. Is this the cabin? No, that's the cabin. How are you?
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
He didn't seem like that nice of a guy. I mean, he was drunk every night and he slept in a different room.
It seems
than
that
you.
the garden was well maintained.
An entirely different building than you. So, I know he was your husband, but it doesn't seem like you're at much of a loss. Other than somebody to tend the gardens. That's the box that was missing that had his personal items in it. I'm just taking one more look, making sure I didn't miss anything. Now that my dear hubby has brought me a notebook, I can write things down. Navigation tools, you know. Alright. Sorry, that was kind of grody. I won't do that again.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
And I want to write down... Oh, they removed the body. The ship's logs.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Okay, I've got the date of the ships. I need to find out the date on the ring, because that could be important. Body's gone, blood's still there. There are 2 glasses on table. His documents are gone. Why would anybody want to steal his personal documents? I need the harpoon. There's a shark's jaw right there. That's interesting. Ah, harpoons.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Great. Oh, this is so much fun. Interesting. want to go back to Scotland Yard for a second. I want to find out the date on that ring before we go and do the experiment. I have no further deductions to make right now. I want to re-examine the evidence, now that I've spoken to the young lad. Evidence room, right here.
These are the suspect's belongings.
And I'm gonna make note.
These abbreviate.
I want to see. Wait, can I look at my notes? Tasks. I want to know what abbreviations are in the book. Notebook. JHN on notebook, as well as ASNTY BRS ONTI TK RANO JINT CPR KKCO LW POT and QE. What was the name of our victim? Peter. Our victim's name was Peter Carey. PC. You see though, I don't have a PC in those abbreviations, so this isn't a hit list. I'll keep those abbreviations, we'll find out what they mean later, but is there anything else I'm missing? Harpoon. Let's write down harpoon used to kill. Requires strength, obviously. Large boot. That boy doesn't look like he'd have big feet. Hand-me-down jacket doesn't seem that important, but we'll keep it in mind. PC, that's the name of our victim. So, obviously, he was, I mean, it's obviously his. Whether or not he's been smoking a lot doesn't matter, it's still his. Sharp knife near the body. The blade shows no signs of use, but it's covered in blood. What does that mean? Whale and seal hunting expedition. I already wrote down those dates. Outline in the dust. Personal documents stolen. Unidentified footprints at Woodman's Lee. Find a pair of boots to match them. I don't have any boots in the evidence. Let me go check in the interrogation room again, make sure I can't look at his boots. Unhappy marriage, religious Catholic woman. Oh! This character did the Way of St. James.
Cool.
We've talked about that. Wife is Catholic. Peter Carey is the victim. Very cool. Alright, and Peter Carey, born 1845, so he's 50 years old. Scandinavia, retired 1884. Alright. I think that's all I need for now. I dropped my pen. Ow. I am going to go back to the interrogation room and make sure I can't look at the boy's boots because I feel like I want to see what kind of boots he's wearing. That was loud. I mean, wrong room. What are you wearing for shoes?
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
He's not even wearing boots. Those are dress shoes. Or common shoes. He's not wearing boots. But that doesn't mean he wasn't that night. Alright, let's go meet Watson. There we are. That was a fast ride. Let's look around first before we talk. Butcher shop. Gruesome. Very gruesome. Yeah. Oh, is that our experiment?
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
Well,
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The
honest.
challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Yet, he says.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Got it. Whew,
Holmes, I can't believe it. Did you just miss?
maybe.
Holmes, you should
Ouch.
try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
I did throw it as hard as I can. Ooh. Got it.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right.
Just like
But
that.
before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Oh, Sherlock. Completed. So obviously, a lot of strength and training or luck. I don't believe in luck, so a lot of strength, either someone extremely strong or someone who was also a whale fisher. I forgot. Dang it! I forgot to go to the evidence room. I forgot to actually look at the date on that ring. I'm stupid. Do I want that harpoon back? No, you're just gonna leave it there for the poor butcher. Hold on, I'm going back to Scotland Yard. And I'm looking at that ring in the evidence room. Strength required. Pinned to the wall. Some of the facts interpreted differently. It requires much greater strength than that of an average man to be able to pierce a man's chest with a harpoon all the way through the wall. A degree of skill would be like necessary. Two men in cooperation might achieve the same result. Oh. There's a remote possibility that an unskilled, untrained man could manage pin carry with a harpoon. Remote chance, but he'd actually have to know what he's doing. Sorry, meant to do this before. Back to the evidence room, but at least it's a nice short walk.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Yes, I know.
A pocket knife.
Can I examine the pocket knife?
A handkerchief.
JHN, same initials as the notebook. 1883. 1883. From R. Dawson to my friend and partner. 1883. He did not retire until 1884, so it's quite possible this person was on the ship with Peter Carey.
And partner. 1883. From R. Dawson.
Don't tell me this is
To
all I
my
had
friend,
to do.
Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
I already knew that! I had already seen that. I had already seen that. Investigate suspect. Let me speak to him once more. I had already seen that. I already knew it long before you saw it, Sherlock.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
I didn't accuse you of stealing. Profile of the victim, rings engraving. Father's jacket, sharp knife, tobacco pouch. Ring engraving.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Ring
So,
owner.
Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Cute. Ring engraving. Well-kept garden. Profile of victim. Father's jacket. Father's jacket.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
I hadn't put together that he had been working on cleaning fish, but if his father was a sailor with Peter Carey, that would explain why the dates line up. The ring was his, and the jacket was his. We need to go explore his archive. But if Dawson is this boy's father, why is his last name different? But if Dawson is his father, I'm still confused. I'm gonna write this down. Writing it down, give me a moment. Boy is the son of Dawson, allegedly. Given ring, allegedly. And the boy is a fish cleaner. I didn't deduce that. I didn't understand that he was a fish cleaner. I assumed the jacket was probably from his father. The ring, I knew, wasn't his, but probably also his father, I assume. And I know it was a hand-me-down. I wasn't sure if the father had died or left. Doesn't make sense that he left, that he wouldn't have taken his gold ring with him because it's a valuable, but it's possible he left and left the ring. I think he probably died, but I have no idea. Search for Dawson, 1883. First electric railway.
That is not the one I need.
No, obviously not. Bankruptcy Acts. Dawson and...
That is not the...
No, I know, but Dawson and Nelligan are bankrupt. Dawson and Nelligan. Oh, Nelligan's the last name. Investment fund bankrupt. Nelligan missing. The Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, the regional banking institution based on Cornwall. Wait, to Dawson. From our Dawson to our. Oh, from our Dawson, not to our Dawson. So this was given to Nelligan from Dawson. Investment. Cornwall's declared bankruptcy, heavy losses, loan portfolio, signed for liquidation. Bank bankruptcy. Nelligan disappeared after the bankruptcy. Yes, seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Wanted by police and his creditor.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Understood. So, this is what happened. Nelligan, the father, declared bankruptcy with his partner, and then took off, probably with the money that he had stolen from the bank, on his yacht, disappeared, left the son to fend for himself, probably left his possessions, coat and ring. They had been wealthy, thus the yacht, but when he left the son nothing, and the son had to scrounge. Why he kept the ring and didn't sell it, I don't know. I'm thinking it might have some importance, either that or sentimentality, but you'd think there would be some resentment and not sentimentality. I need answers. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Father Nelligan, bank partner, declared bankrupt, and disappeared on yacht for Norway, and is that it? Disappeared on yacht for Norway. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Back to Scotland Yard. Open deductions. Nothing? Got nothing? Very well. Alright. Onward and forward. Oh, they're both sitting now. I love it when NPCs change around, aren't always doing the same thing. And I love how the random thing, oh that was so annoying, that I already knew that, but I had to actually click on it. Dawson and Nelligan.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht,
Hammerfest.
just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Hammerfest is where?
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Peter Carey was a fisherman in Hammerfest, and Hammerfest is where Joshua Nelligan was headed. Same as Peter Carey. So we need to examine the ship log for the year 1883. See? I'm actually following along. I'm actually right up here with Sherlock. I love it! I actually feel smart, even though the game is totally making me feel smart and giving me all the answers. I feel smart! That was the wrong place. My bad. Please, ignore that. No deductions to make. Nothing. Just making sure. Making sure I don't miss anything. Don't miss something. Can I open the map? I need to go back. I went to the wrong place. I'm sorry. Woodman's Lee. You smoke too much. Or not, I guess, because that pipe didn't actually go in his mouth. So I guess he just pretends to smoke. I love this leisure pace. Like, I've got places to be, Sherlock. I've got things to do and people to talk to. Not you. Because I would care. You're just a woman in mourning, clearly. You're a suspect, but you're not actually a true suspect unless you're in conspiracy with somebody else. Because you yourself could not have done that. Ship's logs.
1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Peter Carey, the master. Charles Allison. Henry Joy. Karen, Caliento, Land, Walker, York, Lang, Simsby, Wright, Hensley, Granger, Fowler, Lawson, Heppard.
Log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
Don't say that. You don't know that. Saw no whales today. Variable wind. 1 year ago, there were a lot of whales. That's
Log notes for July. Nothing special.
2 whales at northeast. No whales
Log
today.
notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
Interesting.
Log notes for August. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very
In the
recently.
book.
There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
I know where you saw the CPR. That was in the book. Find a use. CPR. I know. Look, where is it? CPR. It was in the notebook. Find a use. Canadian Pacific Railway. I'm going to go ask the boy because it was in his notebook. I know the abbreviation CPR was in his notebook. August of 1883. Log missing. CPR. Bond. Torn. I'm not gonna write down all of the names of those sailors. There's way too many sailors there, but I'll try to remember the names, and I will consult back to the book if I need to, but I'm not writing down all of those names. Oh, in a different position again. Where's your wife? Where's your wife? I know you had a wife. Or a woman with you. I assume it was your wife because you're being so kind. That was a conclusion I just jumped
What
to.
am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Seriously.
Find a use. I have a use. I'd like to utilize that use. Task for Wiggins. Who are my people again? Wiggins. Who's a Wiggins?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Where's the Inspector Lestrade? I really can't give him this. Show him the bond. Wiggins. List of sailors. Who is Wiggins? I forget who that is. Maybe I can talk to Watson? How many other people can I talk to? Checking. Always checking. Spastic checking. Oh, I love this game so much. It actually makes my brain work.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains
Sailor
quiet
outfit.
for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang.
Wiggins!
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Really?
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your
was it?
service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins,
that's awesome.
I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
You sure right.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Inspector Lestrade.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Find the crew of the Sea Unicorn complete. Meet with Inspector Lestrade at Scotland Yard. I know I'm going to make use of that sailor outfit later because I'm going to have to disguise myself as a sailor. Scotland Yard. Alright, so Wiggins is going to find us the names. That's awesome. Oh, I love having a network. That's one of my favorite things, is just having a secret network of people working for me. I love it. Oh, Inspector. Ouch.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
Wow.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurt.
Hurtley.
I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Oh, I love Sherlock. Meet Inspector Lestrade at Scotland Yard completed. Evidence room. Ah, pair of boots.
These are the suspect's belongings.
I'm taking those boots.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
We'll have to try them. Size 9.5. Interesting.
A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Well, screw you too. I just wanted to look.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
I have a chemical set back at the flat. Interrogate Liam. Whose phone is ringing? It's not mine. Hurtley. Oh, and the boy.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
That was
Allow me
interesting
to
way say
introduce
that.
myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
How do you know that?
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you, but you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Can I do a visual profile? Thank you. Got scruff, but I guess you've been here for a little while. Don't mind me just staring at you. Scar. It's a big scar, too. Interesting. Scars? Gardener's hands. Gardener's hands, really? Interesting. Plant remnants. I can't really see that, but I did lower the quality of my game, so. Handkerchief with crest. With a crest.
That's all for now.
Interesting. He doesn't want to talk to me, but he will later. Everybody wants to talk at some point. Believe me, I know. I'm a corrections officer. Everybody wants to talk. Everyone's got something to say. Let me go to Baker Street and see if I can remove the chemicals from this, the stains from this letter with chemicals. Anything to say? No gardener. Justin Carey says, sounds feasible. She might be hiding something. Oh, Mr. What's-his-face. It's possible. New suspect. I want to look at the case book. The people. His name is Hurtley. Liam Hurtley. Is possible gardener. Wife denies having a gardener. Possible love affair. Or co-conspiracy. She could be lying about having a gardener. It's quite possible. Oh, wait a minute. He's a former soldier who left the military with an honorable discharge after being wounded in the neck by shrapnel. How do you know all of that? Where did you get that information? I had no inclination he was a soldier. I know he has a scar, but there's no inclination anywhere on his person saying that he's military. Where did you get that information? He was prowling around at night near Woodman's Lee, probably doing his job as the gardener. Where the heck did you get the information he was in the military? He's not talking.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Great. You know I
First
never took
condition,
chemistry.
all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
So, blue.
First
blue.
condition, third.
Shush, don't speak. So what if I start with blue, then do a green, what about the other blue as a second one? And then orange, clear. Orange. Clear?
Done. Now
Yes!
I can proceed further.
Oh my gosh, why was that so hard? Oh my
Let us
gosh,
see
why
if
was
the
it so
content of this
difficult?
letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Wait, what did that all say? I wanted to read that. I did as you asked and hid them well, but I beg you to reconsider. Ion SW. And remember our vows. Remember our vows. Remember our vows. I've done nothing dishonorable for which you... Blah, blah, blah. Huh. Interesting.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Yes, it was very useful. What was the other task I needed to do? There was something else I wanted to do. Letter. CPR. Boots! The boots! The boots at the house. The boots. Woodmansley. Letter. Come on, that's important. How to swap. Nothing, I guess. Alright, off to the boot trails. They're right here.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Footprints. I knew that! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I was just... Boots match the footprints at Woodmansley, thus proving he was there. Denies there was a gardener. There is a gardener. There's a gardener. I know it. I knew there was a guy. That drunk guy couldn't handle that. I knew it. I knew there was a gardener. Miss Kelly. Catholic rosary. Crested. The crest, the crest, the crest. I wonder what crest he has on his handkerchief. Gardening gloves, but they're not dirty. Birdhouse. Interesting. Liam Hurley.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Thank you, madam.
The version of the eyes. Or a version. Oh, sorry, a version of the eyes. Idiot.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Perfect. So there could have been a gardener. They could have both been having a drink at a table, but why would he be drinking with his gardener? It says he was in the military, but the father of the other boy was in blah blah blah. Here.
Hammerfest.
Was in Hammerfest, where the other guy was going. I need to talk to this guy again. Maybe presented with the evidence. His letter. personal information. What do his personal documents contain that they would want? Let me write that down. Hartley's boots match prints at sea. Perfect. Okay. Where's Inspector Lestrade? Nothing else there. Let me back out. I was just looking. Kind of want to get some clothing, but that's alright. Oh, this door is open now. I clicked on it by mistake. Inspector. Trips and noses. Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
I'm just gonna ignore your question, apparently. That's the morgue, but I don't have another dead body yet. I want her. What did you hide? What did you hide?
So tell me, Mr. Hartley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Letter.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one, but it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hartley.
Oh, I had more to say. Woodman's Lee.
Tell me, Mr. Hartley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Well-kept garden. Boots. Match. Boots don't match. Boots match. Well-kept garden. I know you're a gardener.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Presence at Woodman's Lee.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain
You haven't proven anything.
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Stop with the quick-time events. Gardener.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief.
The handkerchief.
A crested
the
tit,
crest.
if I'm not mistaken.
That's the
All
notebook
right,
at
you
the
got
house.
me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
Why
That's
did you
all for
lie
now.
to me then?
Hartley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
And speak to Miss Carey about why she would lie to me. God. So she lied. Why would she lie? Everybody lies for only a certain reason. Either to protect themselves, protect other people, or for personal gain. Go to Woodman's Lee. I don't like being lied to. Letter. Miss Kelly. I don't like being lied to. I don't take kindly to it. I take it rather personally when people lie to me. I take it very personally. garden tools.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. It is the key to open it.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
I'm a bull-faced liar. Excuse me. Use blah. Press keys. Use.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Not the papers, because I'm a dirty liar. Ooh, detective view. Let me look normally for a moment. But detective view. Sheds. Floor. Wooden planks. Ill-fitting plank. A small wooden box. She probably doesn't like that I'm doing this right in front of her.
Let us see what is in this box.
I'm sorry. Ah, I didn't even know what I was doing. Letters. That's not what I wanted.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Called it. Romantic interest. I'll prove it to you. I will prove it. Gardener. There we go. Right there. Liam Hurtley. Possible gardener. Wife denies having a gardener. Possible love affair. Possible love affair. I called that 2 pages ago. Liam, my dear, you've been so good to tell me all the time that I have not known that. Wait, you've been so good to me all the time I have known you. I cannot describe the feelings, but I suppose they are sinful, and no good can come of them. I fear what might happen. I fear going against God. I thank you for your care, but I cannot leave the man with whom I have been bound by God. It is his divine will, and thus my husband is the cross that I must bear. He makes my life a living hell, but bruises fade, and you cannot worry for me.
Wait, what?
A love letter to the gardener.
All I heard was my husband makes my life a living hell.
Not you!
That's what I thought. Sorry, YouTube
Not
viewers.
you!
She's crazy.
The wife.
Oh,
wife
you're
of-
crazy. Okay, got
The
it.
wife of my main suspect of a murder case of the husband.
If I'm not here in the next video, you know what happened.
Anyway. Yes, he's my now main suspect because...
Midnight Rider, you're awesome.
What?
Ow!
You mean the midnight drive-thru?
Midnight Drive-Thru. Frick.
Good job.
Get that out.
Anyway. So, long story short. Wife having an affair with the gardener, Liam Hurtley. Hurtley, possible motive, gets jealous, wants to be with Judith, and ends up murdering the husband. I know it's a weak motive. Love is one of those that's not really a good murder reason, but there could have been more than just that. Possible I'm completely off base, but I totally called that there was a love affair going on. That's why she was denying having a gardener. Ha ha ha. Oh, let's have a talk, you and I. Let us have a talk. I don't like being lied to. Hi. Liam
Madam,
Hurtley.
I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Quick time event. Outline in the dust, Hartley's letter, pilgrimage, romantic correspondence.
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Oh, dry your tears. Judith, confession. Letter. Retrieving the notebook. This one. Harmless flirting. It has been confirmed that Liam Hurtley was flirting with Peter Carey's wife and even fell in love, but didn't go beyond the affection, but harmless letters and words. You don't know that yet! Unexplained presence. Liam Hurtley's boots. So Hurtley's presence at Woodman's Lee on the night of the murder is explained by his affection toward Judith Carey and the fact that he worked there as a gardener. The gardener fell in love with the wife, went there to see her. She didn't want to see him. She wanted the letters back because she didn't want the husband to know about her flirting and possible motive for murder. I don't know why
Mr.
you
Holmes,
just gave her the letters
we found
back.
the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
Sailor, sailor, helmsman, harpooner, sailor, harpooner. Patrick Cairns, harpooner. Cook, harpooner died a week ago.
This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC.
Oh, PC.
The same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
But PC, down there, Pablo. Wait, there was
Wiggins,
another PC.
Could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you...
Sometime later.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
There's another one who
He
died.
lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, I love that. Cairns. Peter Cairns. Possible. Wait. Right there. There we go. Peter Cairns, but there was another PC who died like a week ago. That's way too coincidental. If the past behind Peter Cairns, it indicates his presence at the crime scene, but must be proven. That much I know.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
I knew that would come up. I knew I would be able to dress as a sailor. I love it. Oh, but I gotta look the part too. I gotta get a little scruff. I'm too well shaven to be a sailor. Sailor. To the makeup table. That looks like a sailor. That's probably the best I've got.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Yeah, it looks good. Sea Witch Pub. Peter Cairns. I'll spell the name later. Sailor. Harpoonist. But we also have PC Dead Man. I'll investigate both of them if I can. I don't seem to be drawing anyone's attention. Talking to yourself. Two men very actively ignoring each other. Patrick can. Oh, not Peter Kent. Patrick. Patrick Cairns. Let me look around a little bit first. Before I do that, because I don't know if I'll be able to come down. Board is interesting. Alright. Can't talk to the bartender. Heard something for a second there. Who's playing the harmonica? Oh, somebody just broke something. Oh, there you are. Don't mind me, I'm just standing awkwardly close to you, listening to your harmonica. Very interesting. You look a little too well dressed to be here, and especially without a drink. You just have food. Which I guess that's not terribly unusual. Ew, could you not drink like that?
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
I've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Alright. Oh, is this gonna be facial expressions to understand his moves? Plan your counter strategy, pay attention to your stamina. Ah, crap. I want a rematch.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
Okay. Oh, that was so fast. Why was that so easy? Oh, he's mad. He's mad.
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink.
Oh, that's nice.
You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
No job?
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
Harpooner.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumours about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar, and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant, and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me. Another drink.
Tell me, And let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she had foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
It was the guy.
And who
the guy's
was he?
father.
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks.
The skipper.
His baggage was just a tin box.
Tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You don't know, do you?
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course.
Giant pouch. Go to toilet. Ooh, interesting.
Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is.
There we are. Didn't see a thing. Where's the cat?
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute.
Oh,
What's this?
so what is your pouch?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
It is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
So, we know who owns the pouch. Missing tin box. Judith Carey's confession. Peter Cairns. Tin box. Now, where's the tobacco pouch? Pouch. Pouch proves guilt. Cairns has confirmed that the pouch belongs to him. That means he was at the scene of the murder, thus proves his guilt. Or Cairns has confirmed that the pouch belongs to him. This means he was at the scene of the murder, but not necessarily that he is the murderer. Exactly. Proves a visit. That could explain the 2 drinks if the 2 were sailors and knew each other. Which is why I should have asked him if he knows the victim. But I didn't, for some reason. Alright. I'm gonna go to a new location so that I can get an autosave, because I don't know if it's saved yet. I'm gonna go back to Baker Street to get out of this ridiculous disguise. As soon as it's ready. And now that I've saved, I'm gonna call it an episode here. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We have a lot to work with. Possible murder suspect, but I'm really leaning toward the gardener. Out of all of them, we knew it was his tobacco case, but that could be because he was visiting. It was on the table, not in the blood. It was on the table near 2 drinks of rum that the 2 sailormen were sharing. Doesn't mean that went awry. It just means that the 2 were visiting, possibly as old sailor friends, since they did come in contact with each other. He just mentioned the unicorn. So, we'll explore that more in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!